Bust it. Bust it. What's going on, y'all? For the ones that's going to catch this on the playback side, give me a few minutes and let some people get in here. This is not going to be long at all. This is more so of me just, it's all about y'all. As y'all see in the title of this, I'm just going to basically be answering questions. Anybody, open forum, ask me a question in the comment section. Even down below, comment section, if you catch this on the replay, feel free to ask a question down there. Or also what I'm doing with this video is basically trying to figure out from y'all what type of videos y'all would like to see come from me in 2020. Put your suggestions below. And also I ask people in the live, because this is a live, in the live chat, what kind of videos they would like to see as well. Real quickly, while we're waiting for people to get in here, we're gonna give them about a minute, then we'll, I'll open up to where people, if you have questions, please feel free to ask them during the live chat. But how about those Tigers, okay? And I ain't talking about Clemson. We talking about Go Tigers, the real Tigers, the real Death Valley, them, LSU. So y'all know that I'm a diehard LSU fan. And if you don't know that, then you must be new to my channel. And if you are new to my channel, well, welcome, all right? Please do subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff that's supposed to be said in the beginning of videos. Please do all that. And shouts to all the new subscribers that I have gained here in the last couple of weeks. I really, truly do appreciate it. And didn't even open my video with my slogan, which a lot of people already know, where it's, you could have been anywhere else. Well, welcome to another edition of Trucking with Loshawnparks, where you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. And I do appreciate that, of course. Ain't nobody worried about Woody or anybody else. Don't come in here talking about other people's problems. Yeah, that's pretty much true, what she is talking about. But at the same time, this is an open forum. I'm not going to say anything disrespectful towards anybody or anybody's situation. Their situation, whether it's good or bad. So that won't be happening. My moderators that's in here, salute. Y'all already know what time it is. If you are new, once again, to this channel, or if you're not new and you just feel like coming in here and being on foolishness, my moderators will block you, okay? And you will be blocked forever. So just putting that disclaimer out there, be very cautious of what you put down in that comment section, because when you're blocked, you're gone forever. And then you can go make another account and come back and we just block that one too, so. Coach O got it done, congratulations, he did. The only thing that I'm upset about is that we're losing our entire staff now, right? A lot of people are upset that the players are deciding to go pro. I don't see nothing wrong with that. They accomplished their goal. They've plateaued. When you win a national title, you've plateaued. So if you're eligible to go to the next level from eligibility, then you've already came to college and did what you need to do as far as sports goes. So I'm not mad about the players moving on, but man, we're just losing our entire coaching staff at this point. We lost our defensive coordinator, Dave Marandom, or a man, however he wants to say it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Dave Marandom has decided to go to Baylor to be their head coach, and then Joe Brady is going to be Carolina Panthers offensive coordinator. So it's like, who else? Who's next? You know what I'm saying? Like, our coaching staff have all moved on, or seem to move on as well. And Coach O, a lot of people like Coach O. Me personally, I feel like without those coaches that were in place, and I understand they were inputted in place by Coach O, but without those coaches, I don't know if we win a national championship. We have the talent, we had the talent in the world, but I'm not a huge Coach O fan. And if people have been following me for a while, they know that I'm not a huge Coach O fan. So yeah, there you go. So I feel like next year it's going to be basically a rebuild year for us. I don't think we're going to be that great. I don't even see us playing for SEC championship next year. It's just going to be, we got it while it was good right now. Okay. But I'm still LSU diehard fan all day and will always be. But it's good that we got it this year, because next year, I don't think that we even compete or defend the national championship, just in my opinion. All right, so what questions y'all got for me, man? What's going on? That's enough about me, okay. What you think about truckers being exempt from the Fair Labor Act law? What do I think about it? I don't know, I haven't really looked into that. The Fair Labor Act law. I guess you're talking about, is that the AB 5 thing that's going on out there in California? If that's what you're talking about. how I feel about it, I think it's a good thing. I don't think that that if that's what you're speaking about, I don't want to. I think, well, listen, if that's not what you're speaking about, I'm gonna speak about it now. I said it. I think that it's a good look. Okay, as far as the AB5 thing being done with, I don't feel like that law should be implemented in trucking. It maybe other industries, but not in trucking. The only thing that I feel like it should probably be implemented in trucking is, once again, I speak about this. There's no such thing as a 1099 company driver. That's who that law should crack down on, but not 1099 independent contractors who actually are paying for like truck payments, paying for fuel, responsible for all of the deductions and stuff. I don't feel like that law should be required for them, but like the companies that's doing 1099 company drivers, yes, they should crack their heads open for that. Let's see, what website or app you do your sports betting on? I'm tired of FanDuel. Well, I used to use a local bookie, a local guy. Actually, at one point in time, I actually had advertised for him, but not too many people was interested in it, so I ended up pulling it down. But yeah, there you go. All right, let's see. I'm gonna scroll back up. Ray David got a question. He says, is fleet building really high risk in your opinion? Is 150K better to start with? Let me see, shocked on how fast things go sideways. All right, good question, Ray David. The thing here with fleet building, right, whether however people want to look at it, like I've heard so many people throw this around where it's like, you're not a real fleet owner if you don't own the trucks. You're not a real owner operator if you don't own the truck. Like, to me, all that shit is bullshit, all right? It's sidebar conversation. It don't matter, because at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom dollar, right? So regardless if you're owning the truck or you own the title of the truck or you're leasing the truck or you're leasing a fleet, don't matter, all right? It's all about the bottom dollar as far, or the bottom line, shall I say, as far as money goes. If my bottom line is good for how I'm trying to run my operation, I could care less about owning a truck, which for me, my bottom line is good for what I'm doing. So it works for me. Now, will it work for everybody else, or depending on what everybody else want their bottom line to be? Probably not. I don't know. You know what I mean? Some people have this money hungry greed thing where a certain amount of money is just not good enough for them, and they project more than what they should make or what they thought they was going to make. And then when you project too high, then essentially you go out of business, because then you solely base your business around your projections. And then when your projections go to shit, then yeah, you go out of business. So, but with the way that I do mine, which is no stranger and no secret to anybody, you know what I'm saying? I take my equipment and I lease it to independent contractors. Okay, so it's basically sublease. And I got the contract or the agreement with, you know, UPS to run it, and you're still essentially an independent contractor. So for me, it works good this way. You know what I mean? The way that I ran it at first when I was at RST by having company drivers, yeah, that was terrible. And I've said this in a video before, that you can't have company drivers under your fleet or under you if you're already getting cut one time from one company. Okay, so I'll just give an example real quick, right? Trying to have company drivers when I was on with RST was a struggle, right? It wasn't that good, because why? 100% comes in, Prime takes 20% of that, then RST comes behind and gets their fees and then their insurances and all that stuff. And then that leaves me with, when I had company drivers, me paying all that stuff, plus the truck notes, plus all the fees, and plus I'm already getting cut 20% by Prime before it hits RST. So then that leaves me with a very, very low amount of profitability, right? And then essentially I was paying my drivers on salary, so they have to get paid regardless. So once the payout for their salary, whether, you know, for the teams was $1,750 a person, you know, that's, do the math, it's $3,500. You know what I'm saying? So if they only brought in $5,000 in revenue for that week, and I got to pay $3,500 in payroll, right? And then I have to include my payroll tax, where I got to pay half of their Social Security, half of their Medicare, and then on top of that, my portion of the taxes, and on top of that, truck payments, RST fees, and Prime taking a cut. It leaves you with nothing, essentially, right? So I say all that to say this: you don't technically want to have company drivers unless you, one, have a direct contract, right, with a shipper, where you're getting 100% of the money that's coming in. So then your profit margins is a lot better. Or either two, if you are going to be under a carrier, make sure that the carrier deductions is really low, or like you're getting a very large percentage of the pie, where maybe something like 90-95%, where they're not, taking a big cut essentially. Because for my team trucks, when I was with RST, I was paying $500 a week for a team, per team truck that I had, and I had like 4 or 5 of them. And then for a solo driver, I was paying $300 plus the insurance, which at that time it was $450 per truck, plus the 20% cut that was already coming from Prime, and then truck payments and so on and so forth. Like I was just telling you just a minute ago. So the expenses were not were essentially high, right? Of course, but it wasn't due to, like, a lot of people think, oh, the lease payments, because it wasn't the lease that was hurting me, right? Ever at any point in time of me paying the truck notes between $680 and $780 a week. That wasn't the part that was hurting me. So it wasn't the lease, where a lot of people think like, oh, it's the lease. That's what the problem is. You guys are leasing these trucks. It's not the lease, all right? It's who's cutting you on top, right? So once again, the Prime cut down to 80%. That hurts, because that's 20% of money that I don't get to have, I don't get to keep, and that I have to pay out, or give away, shall I say. And then the RST fees, which, I'm not going to get into if they're what they are. They're high. I will say that they are high. But hey, that's RST's business model. And when you come on to RST or to any company, you have it laid out there for you. You know what I'm saying? You have it laid out, and it's up to you to say yes or no to it. So I'm not going to sit here and blame like none of that, because I knew what it was. Okay, so yeah. But when I tried to do company drivers, I seen that I'm not making enough of the money coming in, because I'm getting cut too many times. And so that's essentially why I did away with company drivers, and restructured my business and went towards the formula that I have now. Which works out really, really well for me. It does. I believe in one of Woody's videos, he was saying that the profit margins is like 3% or 5% or something like that. I can definitely tell you from the restructure of my business, I'm definitely making more than that profit. Okay, more than 5% profit with the way that's going now. Maybe that was the case with having the company drivers, yeah. But with the way that it's structured now, the drivers get paid, for what they do. They get paid well. I don't have none of my contractors that are complaining about this. Matter of fact, the contractors say that they love pulling this contract, doing the UPS thing. So if they're happy, I'm good. I'm able to be profitable, they're able to be profitable. So it's all up. But definitely we are well above 5% in profit, if that answers the question. I know that's kind of long, but yeah. Any other questions here? If y'all got questions, put them in here right now. Like, I don't really want to scroll up. So if I missed your question, it'd be good if you post it now. Sounds like new contract, the numbers are working better now. Keep the customer happy with service you provide. Question: do you write off the trucks for tax purpose, like depreciation over time? No, I don't, because my contractors or my subcontractors or my operators, however you want to look at it, they get to write off the truck, right? The truck payment, right? Because they're paying the truck payment. So that's their write off. It's not mine. Only time it's mine is if I'm paying on the truck because the truck is sitting and there's nobody in there, then I have to assess the cost of the truck sitting. So then that, for however long I have to have it, however long I'm having to sit, then I do get to write off the truck payment for that week, because it's on me. But when it's on the driver, then they get to write it off. That's their write off, because they're paying for that. Any other questions? Because you are the business owner, and or are your drivers allowed to write off deductions come tax time? Yeah, all my contractors are allowed to write off all deductions that is taken from their settlement, because that's how we do it. We take the truck payment from their settlement and we pay it forward. So it doesn't leave it to where they need to do it. We make sure that we do it on their behalf. But yes, they do get to write off the truck payment, absolutely. And any other deductions like insurance. If we had to pay for plates over here, which we don't, they would be able to write that off and stuff of that nature. All right, another question. What made you want to start a fleet? What made me want to start a fleet? Good question, critics. It's kind of crazy. I just kind of fell into it, to be honest with you. I started out with my one truck, and then because when I first came to the game, I didn't have aspirations of starting a fleet. Like that wasn't the whole goal of me getting into trucking. I started out with my one truck, and then eventually I kind of like was like, yo, let me just add another one, see what it do. And once I had the second one and the third one and so on and so forth. So it kind of just like, you know, took off from there, if you will. I don't really have a story behind what made me or why did I start a fleet. It was kind of like one truck, all right? The opportunity presented itself where I can get a second truck for a cheap price, so I did it. You know, I was able to get that one for $1,000. So I was like, yo, I can't pass up on the opportunity. $1,000 to get a truck. Okay, gave him $1,000, and then it just, you know, kind of went down that way. That's how I ended up getting to where I'm at right now. Is the opportunity presented itself. I hope things are going well for you and your family and your business, bro. Definitely, it is. I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy. I have a decision to make come April, and I need to, you know, weigh that in with my wife a little bit more. But come April, some of y'all may be seeing me back on the road again. But once again, that's a decision that I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna do. The reason why is because my cousin, he wants to get into trucking, and it's kind of like I want to train him, and then we turn out to be teammates if we decide to go that angle. But once again, we got a while to go for that. How many trucks do you have? 12. When are your new trucks coming in? General. Oh, great channel, dude. Thank you. I know currently I have 7 trucks. I had 8. One of my leases was over on one of my older trucks, my 2016 truck, and it was starting to give us problems. So I just turned it back in when the lease was over, and I haven't re-upped on getting a replacement truck for it. I might have 12 trucks, but absolutely no. Absolutely no. And when is my new trucks coming in? Probably in 2021, I'll probably look at doing some expansion of the business or doing some expansion of trucks. In 2020, I think that we're just gonna stable out and stay with the trucks that we have right now. Hey Lo, what do you think about Beckham Jr. and former LSU players handling cash to your team for winning? Twisted Music, I feel like this. I feel like it's petty, all right? This whole thing that social media is making about Odell Beckham Jr., it's real petty. Like, it's stupid. Him slapping an officer on the butt, like, that shit is petty, right? Now they want to get out a warrant for his arrest for assault. Like, that shit is stupid, right? And then with the players smoking cigars, I mean, the thing is this, right? These kids just won a national championship, right? And most of them are going to the next level, grown adults. So how I feel about Odell Beckham handing them cash, they're about to go cut a check anyway. Most of the players that he handed money to are going to the pros, right? So it's not like they're not about to get a check cut to them. And it's not like he was recruiting them to come to the school or stay at the school. He just gave out money out of love, you know what I mean, as an alum of being in school and the great victory that we had. So I think that was just a time in the moment that he was just excited. I think they're blowing this shit way out of proportion, and I think it's stupid. I really do. Odell was just, he's amped up. That's what alums do. You amped up, your team is in the national championship, they win in the national championship, they won the title, you're excited, you're happy for everybody. So I just think it's a bunch of bullshit because it's Odell Beckham. That's what it boils down to for me. Brumman says, put the stars in front of your questions, people, if you want them answered. That is correct. That is correct. That would help me out a lot. So then I can, you know, separate who has a question, who's just general chatter. Can you still build a profitable fleet under Prime? You can, actually, Steve. That's interesting that you asked that. Under the Prime side, right? Like, for a lot of you guys may know about Junior Honduras. Right, so Junior Honduras is up to, I think, like his second or third truck, I believe, under the Prime fleet, running under the Prime's authority. So I know a way to make it, you know, profitable to do it as well, which y'all may have to stay tuned for in April, because y'all may see something like that coming on my behalf in April, okay? Just stay tuned on that. Without me giving too much of my future videos away. What is your fastest mile run? I'm confused on what you're asking me. Fastest mile run. I don't know what you mean. Are you hiring out of Midwest? I live in Illinois. I hire from all 48 states, right? Currently right now, I don't have any openings. I know that you guys probably seen me put a post up about a week ago. I put that post up a week ago, and literally I got 20 people that wanted to come on. So I have a gentleman that is in the application process right now, of doing the background check and every stuff like that. So right now, currently, I don't have anything available. But when I do have trucks do come available, I normally do post right here on YouTube, or I post on my Facebook or my Instagram. So make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms so that you can be in the loop when I do have those openings. Because once again, once I post, man, it goes pretty fast. And another thing is this that I want to emphasize is if you're not serious about coming over, please don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. I have turned it to where I'm starting to give a 24-hour fill in the application period. If you're serious, you'll fill out the application within 24 hours. If you're not serious, then the application won't be filled out in 24 hours. And then if you don't have it to me in 24 hours, then we're just going to move forward. So that's how we're going to be able to dissect who is serious about getting the job or wanting the job. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Bam. Yeah, gotcha. Bro, man, thank you, because I was about to get them. I appreciate you getting them. I seen something stupid pop up, like, what is this cat talking about, dog? Disney channels and stuff like that. All right, any other questions? I'm trying to see if I can get some other stuff. If you don't mind me asking, how do you do payroll? I do payroll through Paychex. So that's who I use to do my payroll, which good question that you asked that, because on Tuesday, I will have a live video where I'm going to talk to you guys about taxes and some stuff from ATBS, some general questions that a lot of drivers ask. And we're going to get down to, some general questions, and we're going to give answers to it that a lot of drivers tend to have questions about. So make sure that y'all tune in on Tuesday. What time did I say that on Tuesday? At 12:30? I think I said that it's already set. But Tuesday at 12:30, we're going to talk about taxes and some general questions and some answers to help you guys out, because it's tax season. It's tax season for a lot of y'all. And if y'all are business owners, then it's going to be really, really great for y'all. All right, any other questions? Bring y'all questions. Look, I'm going to give y'all 30 minutes. Y'all got about another 8 minutes, and then I got to get ready to go. I only came on here real quick. This ain't going to be a long video. Just to let y'all know that we're doing great. Business is still doing good. Business is still booming. Yeah, I got no complaints, man. And to let you guys know that watch out for something come April. Like I said, come April, I'm probably going to be training my, or probably June. I probably got to go April. So I get 2 months, and then I'm gonna be training my cousin in June for him to get his CDL, because he asked me, and he said that he wanted his big cuz Loader train him. Let's see. Ray Davis says YTTA still lives on. It was a fantastic group, unbelievable, positive education, building media, shirts and cups still using today. That's what's up, Ray. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Lo, in your opinion, did you prefer the money OTR or the home time being local worth the pay cut, or did you see similar paychecks? Oh, good question, Mr. Chapstick. The pay is definitely not the same, okay? And I don't give what anybody on social media tells you. The pay is it's a drastic pay cut, okay, from OTR to local, okay? It just is. Well, I'll say this too. It depends on how you run and how good of a driver you are, right? As far as how you run miles, stuff like that, your rapport with dispatch, all that other good stuff, right? To me, being local, this has been a supreme pay cut, right? And I'm hauling fuel. So I'm making top-notch dollar for being local, but it's still like, what I'm making in a pay period, right? And without me going too much into my pay, but what I'm making on the pay period, I can make that same amount of money in what I make in 2 weeks doing this. I can make that in 1 week plus an extra $2,000, all right, being OTR, just to be honest with you. So the pay is extremely, it's a pay cut. So yeah, if you have created your lifestyle based off of OTR, right, off of the money that you made off OTR, and then you come local, you're going to feel the crunch. Like, you are. It's going to be like, yo, when you see your paycheck local, you're going to be like, man, what the f is this, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you feel. And then for a lot of us, trucking and stuff like that, OTR is in your bloodline, so. Is that a package? Okay. How long did UPS require your business to be in operation to land the contract? They didn't even have a set date or anything like that or a length of time. It was just that they wanted fleet owners to come on, or if not fleet owners, then you had to be a team. They wasn't taking solo drivers or anything like that. So when I seen the opportunity of that, then I went for it, and they said come on with it, and I was like, I'm on the way. Any other questions? Like I said, put asterisks, put stars in front of it so I can see, because right now I'm just scrolling through the chat, and some of y'all are not putting it, but I'm just still reading it off. But it makes it complicated because I really want to pay attention to people who have a question that they want to ask me instead of just regular chat. Well, shout out to everybody that's in here anyway, regardless. Look at that behind you. Yeah, that LSU and then PMG. Yeah, no doubt. I see it every day. What's up, Lo? Do you have drivers provide you with a MVR during the application process, or do you have your insurance company run the MVR for you? I don't run any of that stuff. UPS runs all that, and they do a pretty extensive background check in MVR. So I just submit the name of the applicant that's applying for me, and UPS handles the rest of that. And then they come back and say yay or nay. Are you still driving day cab that you bought during rail? No, I don't. Not at all, Green Goblin. I drive for a fuel hauling company. I haul fuel to around Charlotte and surrounding areas. So I am a 1203 boy. Okay, shout out to the 1203 boys. They know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I haul fuel to like the gas stations and stuff like that. And I'm a company driver for that. Any other questions? I got about another 4 minutes, man. Like I said, this was just a quick live check-in. Yeah, what is that? Y'all order pizza?
Mama did cheese and pepperoni.
Yeah, throw me that pepperoni. Who's it about? Papa John's? Yes. How do you do, just give me two. How do you do YouTube and trucking? How do I do YouTube and trucking? Well, whenever I have the time, as most of y'all have seen, my YouTube videos have gone down drastically since I've been home. One, because I'm a family man. Two, because I have a business to run, and then three, because I work as well. And then I do hobbies on the side, like bowl throughout the week. So I have a lot of things that's going on. So as far as YouTube goes, I make a YouTube video when I have the time to do it. So then that's when I do it. KB in the building. What's up, my young dude? Hey, yo, KB, why you in here? Yo, email me, LoShawnparks@gmail.com. Bruh, send me some of your music, bruh. I would love to use your music in some of my upcoming videos, like to be playing in the background and stuff like that. If y'all don't subscribe to KB the Trucker, y'all see him in here, man. Solid dude, positive dude, love his videos. I watch everything that man drops, and the dude is fire on the mic, okay? He's fire on the mic. That's my dogs. That's my young bull. You know what I be talking about, my young bull. Young guy out here doing it, owner, operator, doing his thing, power only, pulling unique trailers, seeing unique parts of the world, all kinds of great stuff. Wendy Barber in the building. What's up? That's one of my teams right there. Wendy, I don't know if some people was asking about the UPS thing. Do you love it over here, pulling the UPS? Wendy Barber, everybody, that's one of my teams. She can tell you guys. And she don't gotta lie about it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Okay, tell the truth. Who is that? That's my other dude. Dirty Broke says in 1203. 1203 is a pay cut from OTR company. Yes. Oh, you're asking me. I've never done company OTR. I've never been a company OTR driver. Yeah, for sure, KB. Send me that shit, dog. Email me the tracks, bro. I need that. I need that smoke, bro. I need that smoke. But I've never been a company driver OTR, so I can't say like if being local company pay is better than OTR company pay. I don't know. I've only been a lease operator OTR, right? So comparing my company position that I am here local to what I was making as a lease operator, I made more, like double. Yeah, KB, I'm gonna need you to dig that up. Yes, ain't going nowhere. Y'all heard Wendy right there, Ms. Barber, Mrs. Barber and Mr. Barber. She loves it over here. She says she ain't going nowhere. Simple stuff. Simple, dropping the hook. I mean, it has its days, but it's probably more better days than bad, I would say. If you do a lease purchase at Prime, can you hire a driver to drive and be profitable? Yeah, you can hire a driver to be, if you're doing a lease purchase, you can hire a driver. to get in your truck if at Prime. If you are doing a lease, you cannot hire a driver to get in your truck without you being in the truck. And profitability is all going to depend on the type of driver that you have in the truck. Does he dump a lot of fuel in the truck? Does he idle the truck a lot? So it's going to be a lot of stuff that you have to factor in. And then on the same time, you don't want to pay the driver more than what you can afford to pay him. That's another thing that you have to look out for when looking for a driver. The bad weeks are good. Yeah, it's interesting because I haven't had any of, well, I'm not gonna say any, but I'm gonna say that my operators over here, when they do have a bad week, they still end up turning like a check. It may not be a gigantic check, but I can only say that the operators I've only had maybe 2 operators that have been in the negative, and then the following week they're already out of it, and being profitable again. And I had one driver who, shout outs to one of my drivers, he just finished having a baby girl. Congratulations, if you're watching this. But he just finished having a baby girl. He's been out of work for an entire week, right? Because the expenses are so low here with us that he's been out of work an entire week. He turned in one trip. I think he did maybe 1,000 miles or something like that on that one trip. And the rest of the time he's been at home for a week. It was enough to cover his expenses, all his expenses, and he still made a $200 check, right? So he wasn't in the hole and he covered his expenses. So, and he spent a whole week at home for the birth of his child. So once again, the expenses that we have over here are extremely low, and it is very, very easy for you to be profitable doing this. And that's why I like it. See how Green got quiet all of a sudden when we see you and got eyes everywhere. Yeah. Oh, 3, what's going on? Where the pizza at? Pizza's right here, man. I gotta get ready to eat. Y'all see that? I don't know if y'all hungry out there on the road. On the road. Yeah, I gotta get ready to eat my pizza in a minute. Yeah, and we just started. Yeah, that's a fact. That is correct, Wendy. If you had to start over, what would you do differently? Good question. If I had to start over again, I would have had my fleet, and I know what I know now. I would have had my fleet built. My fleet would be double in its size right now, because of the information that I know now, right? Essentially, because of what I know. But yeah, I think that's where I would be. With the information I know now, I would be probably somewhere close to 15 to 20 trucks deep if I was to be able to start all over again, fresh again. Of course, I still would probably go through the same protocol as doing a year with Prime, maybe 2 years with Prime, and then after my second year, that's when I'm about to start, elevating. Because right now I'm in year number 6, 7 in trucking. So, yeah, I feel a little bit behind the curveball, but yeah, that's what it is. And another thing, if I could do it all over again, I would have came to UPS a long time ago with my fleet. I would have came to UPS a long time ago with my fleet. Just truth. Get a UPS lease off Rio. What's that? What is that? Oops, rip. Oh, okay. Wendy, I don't know what the hell you talking about. That's not good pizza, though. Oh, it's gonna be real good for me. You can believe that. That shit is going to go down. That shit going to go down. I love Papa John's pizza. That's my opinion. Hashtag one time. Yeah, that's my man KB. That's his slogan right there. Yo, KB, don't forget, man. Send me those tracks, bro. I need those. My hubby is considering purchasing a truck. Any advice? Here's my advice when it comes to purchasing a truck. You need to make sure that you have enough capital for your maintenance. If you're going to purchase a truck, don't dump all your money into buying the truck, and then after you spent whatever, let's just say the truck cost $30,000 and you got $35,000. So you dump $30,000 into buying a truck and you left yourself with $5,000. It's probably not going to be a good idea for you to do that. I would never say dump all of your money into purchasing the truck, right? So a good idea that I would like to have, or the mind frame, if I was to buy a truck, right? This is exactly how I would do it, or how I would think. I want to have double the amount of money or whatever the value of the truck is, right? So if I'm buying the truck, cash money out, and it costs $20,000, I want to have $40,000, okay? I got a $20,000 maintenance reserve, the just in case to oh shit account, right? So such is what we'll call it. And then I got $20,000 that's gonna buy the truck. So I have enough money to cover the oh shit situations, right? And I don't have to worry about anything else. That's how I would technically do it. If you don't have double the amount of the truck that you're trying to buy, I just probably wouldn't buy it, okay? If you're talking about buying out cash money, right? Not talking about going to a dealership and putting a down payment and having payments per month, okay? Now that's completely different. But even still, if you go to a dealership and buy a truck out through the dealership, then I would probably put down like whatever it is, 25%, and then have that same amount of money that you're putting down back still as a goose egg, right? So if you go in a dealership and you see $100,000 truck you want, and they want 20% down, well, they're gonna want $20,000, right? So make sure that you still have that other $20,000 after that $20,000 that you put down to cover that. That's just how I would operate if I were going to buy a truck. But once again, my channel is not the channel for buying trucks, okay? There's so many other YouTube channels that talk about purchasing trucks and stuff like that. I'm a lease person, okay? And lease doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't. Leasing is hard work. Leasing is dedication. Leasing is sacrificing. But you can be very profitable in this if you know what you're doing, okay? And you study it and do your numbers properly to know what your profit margins is, all right? And know when you get into situations that if it ain't profitable for you, then it's time for you to get out of that situation, right? Don't stick around hoping that shit's gonna change if you've already ran all your numbers and it's just not being profitable for you, all right? And also when you're dealing with leasing, another thing that I tell people is that you have to make sure that you control your outside of trucking finances way better than you control your finances in trucking, right? Within the trucking business, because like I tell people, essentially the deductions are going to, what you running are going to pay for itself. But what makes a lot of people's leases go bad, or people have bad experience with leases, is the outside expenses of trucking, like home, cars, wife, girlfriend, kids, child support, taxes, all that other stuff that have put you into a outside of trucking debt is what hurts people in leasing, right? Because you don't make a check that week, or you make a small check that week, then you can't pay your bills outside of trucking and it starts to hurt you. But my wife says it's about time. I have to get ready to go to work because I do got to be at the yard at 3 o'clock. So I appreciate y'all. Once again, this was just an early check-in. Y'all make sure y'all set y'all notification bells for Tuesday. We're going to be talking about taxes on Tuesday. I'm not a CPA. I'm just going to be reading off some questions from ATBS that they have been asked by several drivers for them to answer. And I'm just going to be reading off of that for y'all, and it will help out a lot of y'all. 1203 boys in the building all day. Dirty Bro, stand up. I see you, boys. Salute. Hey, listen, till Tuesday, man. Y'all don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Like being safe as always. Winners focus on winning, and losers focus on winners, and we winning all day right here. Trucking with Loshawnparks 2020. Clear vision hashtag. All right, get that in there. Go Tigers. Oh, yo. I almost messed that up. Oh, Lord. Loda made another one. Salute.